Hi! Ako po si Mike Francisco at ito po ang Litrato Philippines. Mapapanood niyo mo kami dito lang sa Radyo Bandido TV, simulcast on DCRJ 8:10 AM at sa Sky Cable Channel 224 and digital boxes and free-to-air TV at sa aming social media account, facebook.com/DCRJ 8:10 AM at ang aming official YouTube channel. Kaya subscribe, like, and follow and share. See you there!
Litrato Philippines, hosted by Mike Francisco, showcases a variety of wonderful, uplifting beauty queens from all over the world, Philippine tourism, culture, and lifestyle, and issues being faced in our country. Catch them Monday to Friday on Radio Bandido TV, Channel 224 Sky Cable, TV Plus boxes, digital free-to-air Channel 29, Facebook.com/DZRJ 8:10 AM, and YouTube channel DZRJ 8:10 AM, Radio Bandido.
Hi, good. How are you?
Good.
Hold on. I'm just waiting for the cue. Okay. It's already live. Anyway, good evening. This is Mike Francisco together with my guest and co-host for today. But before anything else, before we introduce our guest and my co-host, of course, we would like to invite everyone to watch Litrato Philippines. We can watch us live by Sky Cable Channel 224 and all TV boxes and DDT boxes nationwide. And of course, we can be, listen in our Philippine radio station, DZRJ 8:10 AM. And of course, we are also live at our social media account, facebook.com/DCRJ 8:10 AM. And YouTube channel DCRJ 8:10 AM, Radio Bandido TV. At meron din po kaming TikTok account, DCRJ 8:10 AM. At meron po kaming apps, Sima apps and Radio Garden apps via iOS and Android. Then search DCRJ 8:10 AM. You can hear us, while we interview your favorite candidate, all over the world. So, for our guest for today in Portugal, you can download Sima apps and Radio Garden apps, then search DCRJ 8:10 AM for you able to hear your candidate or representative for Portugal 2023. Likewise, we would like to mention our host for today is 𝗟𝗶𝘁𝗶𝗽𝗍𝗪 from Australia, our Miss Philippines Earth Fire 2023. Hello, 𝗟𝗶𝘁𝗍. Good evening.
Hi, everyone, and hi po, Mike.
Ayan, At today we have a guest, from Portugal. Can you introduce her, 𝗟𝗶𝘁𝗍? Go ahead.
Yes, of course. Thanks for the honors, po, Mike. So we have Carlota Loba, Miss Earth Portugal 2023. So Carlota Loba is an 18-year-old girl in search of her dreams and in search of changing the planet we live through her ideas and getting them passed on to other people. Because for Carlota, together we can make the planet a more beautiful place to live in. And it was through these ideals that she managed to win the hearts of the Portuguese and the judges, earning this crown of so much responsibility. She decided to embrace her way of thinking and her will to change the world by embarking on this journey where she will represent Portugal at Miss Earth 2023. Exciting. Carlota comes from a small village called 𝗣𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗽𝗶𝗽𝗶. This village is located in the middle of nature, and in this area, the fauna is very preserved, since in addition to belonging to a large part of the economy, it is also the greatest asset of that area. This young lady, despite being very young, has well-established ideas in her head. She finished high school, and the next academic stage in her life is to get a degree in psychology. This is because one of the qualities that she has is loving to help others and make their lives easier. That's why she decided to choose this course to be able to help with even more specific tools, those who don't feel unique and special, because for Carlota, we are all beautiful. We are all unique and special, and we are all worth it. Her humility, her grit, her strength to overcome life challenges came from all the difficulties she's faced in life, and she's very grateful to have grown with the problems she's experienced. She had a difficult adolescence, having struggled with anxiety and depression, and that's why it's so important for her to help make others' lives easier, because she knows from experience how difficult it is to overcome these problems. This girl grew up in a very small but very close family, which made her realize how important it is to help each other and support each other, because for Carlota, beauty is not external, it is internal. And for this, she thinks that stereotypes should not exist, because we are all unique and it's our differences that make us beautiful and special. For Carlota, protecting trees is not just an environmental responsibility, it is a moral duty. Every living being, including future generations, depends on our actions today. Let us unite as global citizens to embrace sustainable practices and ensure the continuity of life for generations to come. That's how Carlota thinks. She envisions a world where the beauty of nature is cherished and conserved for generations to come. And if crowned Miss Earth 2023, she will use the platform to raise awareness about the vital role of trees in sustaining life, advocating for sustainable practices, collaborations with organizations dedicated to reforestation efforts worldwide. And what makes Carlota different from the other candidates? It's not merely because of her passion for the environment or conservation, but really it's her dedication to preserving the beauty of Montalgo Altejano. It is a commitment to inspire change, to serve as a voice for the silent trees, and to lead by example. Carlota's advocacy reflects the very essence of her life's purpose and why she's here today, as we gather to celebrate the beauty of nature and the profound significance of trees in our world. She wants to change the world, no matter what the cost is. She will make herself heard and will change the mindset of the people around her, making them more alert and together achieving a much greener and more alive world. Also, apologies if I pronounced any of the places wrong, but yes.
Wow. No? Hello, Carlota. Good evening, Carlota.
Hi everyone, how are you?
Great.
We're very excited to know you more, especially your country as well. No? Portugal is one of Filipino dreams want to visit as well. I think, Shari, are you interested to visit Portugal as well?
Definitely, it's especially since we have such an amazing candidate coming from that country, and reading from her biography, she seems like a very interesting person who would definitely be a great tour guide.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, can you tell us more about Portugal? I do know many people here in the Philippines wants to know more about your country. Can you share when Shauri or me, visit Portugal? What are the best places you will recommend to us, and also the best food you can offer, to taste, and of course, tell us something about your country, about culture, religions, and something that you want to share, for us to
Okay.
know more about your country as well. Go ahead, Carlota.
I think my country it's very small and a little spoken, I travel a lot, and when I travel and when the people ask me where I'm from and I say Portugal, the people are like Cristiano Ronaldo and they all know about Portugal. But I think my country is a very complete country, and since I travel a lot since a young kid, I realized that because we are a country with beaches, mountains, great dishes, great gastronomic, and I think we are very complete. I think that we are not only the perfect country because of the temperature of the water. Instead of that, we are a country small, but with all we need, and I think that it's a good point.
Okay. And you think it's also a safe country to visit as well?
I don't understand, sorry.
I mean, it's a safe country. to visit
Yes,
as well?
yes, it's a safe country. You don't hear very crimes, and people. Of course, there are certain type of that, but it's a safe country. There you can walk in the streets in the night, especially for the woman, and feel safe, and don't feel like someone is behind you. No, it's a safe country. You can
Wow, that's good to hear.
visit.
Anyway, is it your language in Portugal is English or Spanish as well?
No, it's Portuguese. Like
Portuguese. I'm sorry. It's
yes,
different. Is that right from
yes,
Spanish?
yes.
Anyway, um, um, Shari, do you know how to speak Portuguese as well, or do you understand some of their words?
No, I don't understand anything, but no, I feel like Portuguese, the language, and Spanish is very similar.
It's very
Mhm.
similar. It's very similar to Brazilian too. It's languages that one to another you can understand the words and the meanings. It's easy.
Mhm. For what I know in the history, uh, correct me if I'm wrong. Magellan is a Portuguese. Is that right?
I don't understand. Sorry.
Magellan. Do you know Magellan? Ferdinand Magellan?
No, I don't
No?
understand the word. No.
Okay. Maybe I'll just check. Maybe I'm the one who is wrong, no, about it. Anyway, Shauri, do you have any question about her country? Go ahead.
Uh, what is the staple food of your country?
Okay, I think that, as I said, I think that we have enormous typical foods. I think that a dish from my country that I like a lot is a dish called bacalhau com natas. It's a codfish, and codfish is very common here in Portugal. And this dish is made on a platter that the cod is mixed with potatoes and a specific sauce. It's delicious. I liked it a lot.
Yum. I also love fish a lot.
Mm.
And I think in the Philippines too, we eat a lot of fish. Is that
Oh,
right,
yeah.
Paul Mike? Especially dried fish.
Yeah, in here I think that most of the people like most meat and not the fish, but I'm no don't like very much meat, so I eat much fish. So that is why this is my favorite dish.
Mm-mm. I think one of the best dishes that you have in Portugal is pastel de nata. Is that right?
See, yes, yes, yes.
No. And porco preto. Is
Yes,
that right?
I liked a lot too, but pastel de nata
Mm.
is a dessert and it's very common here in Portugal. Like when the tourists came, they all want to try pastel de nata. It's very good.
I think pastel nata is one of the sweetest, no, because it's made of custard. Is that right?
Yes.
Mm. And maybe, no, someday I'll taste it. It's not available here in our country. Maybe someday I'll try to check some restaurant if there's a Portuguese restaurant who offer pastel de nata
Yes.
in our
That was
country.
very nice.
I don't know with Shaori. Shaori, have you eaten some Portuguese food already? Not yet. Have you tried something?
I think I've had maybe like I don't know if it was Brazilian or Portuguese, but I had barbecue and it was like an assortment of different meats. I think there was even crocodile meat in one of the servings, but I don't know if it was Brazilian or Portuguese.
No, it must be Brazilian. In Portuguese, we don't have these types of meat.
Ah,
Okay, the Brazilian. Anyway, I do know, do you have an advocacy on this pageant? No, can we know about your advocacy first?
Yes. I don't know if I am. uh,
Okay, it's okay. If
if
you
I
can
can tell
speak
my
some.
advocacy right now, yes. But I can tell that my advocacy is about the entire world unite to save the trees, because the world can live without us, but we can live without the world. So it's very important for us to speak about the trees because they don't have a voice and we have. So we must use our voice to be a citizen that concerns about the others and importantly the planet, because Mother Earth gives us so much that small gestures don't cost anything. There are a great gesture for trees. So I don't think that with small gestures, if one of us do that, I think that we can make so far. So I think that my advocacy, it's about that. It's about not me working on that, not you, it's us. And we have to understand this, that it's a problem in the world that needs every help possible. So my advocacy, it's about that.
I think it's good, Shari, because saving a tree, no, not only in their country but also in the world, would be the biggest things we should do. No, I do know in Australia there's a law, no, that they cannot trees. Is that right, Shari?
Sorry, Paul Mike, I didn't hear
Uh,
you.
I mean, there's a law in Australia that you need to ask a permission first before you cut the tree.
Yes, I'm fairly certain because a lot of our trees are indigenous as well. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
a respect also to the first holders of our land.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's right. You know, um, how about you, Carlota? In your country, is there a lot of this, or it's in I mean, is it in already in danger now in your country, in Portugal?
In my country, there are some species, especially in the zone that I live of Portugal, that are in real danger. In the zone that I live in, we are in a dry we are in a dry season, says that. So the water and the scarcity of water, it's a really problem we have here in this summer. We are in summer right now, and this summer we have so many more than trees that die because there is no water. So many animals in our nature die because the water, it's a very concern here. And so it's a dry season. The water doesn't exist, and the trees and animals die, unfortunately, and it's very sad. And it's for that I want to make a difference in the world and educate the people that are around me, because it's, as I said earlier, small gestures can make a huge difference. So I think that's the real key to resolve this problem.
Mhm. Do you have any environmental issue in Portugal? Do you think you are facing right now?
I can hear you, sorry.
I mean, environmental issue or environmental problem that you have in Portugal right now. What is it?
I think that right now we are in a dry season, as I said. So I think that the most environmental issue right now is water and the amount of water that we don't have, because the scarcity of water is happening, and it's happening right now, and the trees don't have more water, the animals don't have more water. So I think that one of the biggest issues here is the saving of the water, because I think that the people don't understand the gestures they can do to save that water in the shower, when we brush our teeth. That small gesture that makes a real difference if we all do these gestures. So I think that that's a real problem for me. The water is.
Mhm. coastal erosion, floods, droughts, and forest fires. That was the common environmental issue in Portugal right now. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Anyway, Shauri, do you have any question to Carlota?
Another question for you, following Paul Mike's question, is do you believe that the dry season has a contribution to or relates to climate change?
Yes, of course, because in the dry season, it's season very complicated for all of us. And I think that in my country, and earlier I said that that's the most huge problem right now, because it affects the climate change, because with no water, the trees are dying, the animals in the nature, are dying. So that affects us so much. Don't talk about only the trees, but we don't. I hear around my house and the zone that I live, it's surrounded by nature, so I'm very grateful for that. But I look outside my window and what I see, it's not what I see years ago, because the things are so more drier, and it's very sad, because we are, for people that don't understand that the climate change is happening right now around the whole world, I think that we are in several conditions.
And also, I read that waste management is also one of your problem in your country. Is that right? Waste
I don't
management.
understand.
Waste management.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, anyway, actually, Shauri, Portugal has a very strong legal framework for protecting human rights and environment as well. This is included in 1976 Constitution, Article 66, the new basic law on climate. That's why the Portugal is an increasingly eco-friendly country. And I do know that your country is doing their best to protect your environment. But can you share what your countries doing initiative, in order to protect your environment, so that you can share it to the world, so maybe they can copy it, or maybe they can start it over the way the Portugal doing. What is it?
Yes, I think my country, it's very small, but it's very concerned about the problems that surround us and are happening in our worlds. I'm gonna speak about the zone that I live. In here, the president of our zone distributes for the houses ecopods for recycling, and that's very important, because sometimes people don't get away from their houses to recycling, and that way you can recycle in home and you don't have to move away to can be able to recycle. And there was a truck that in some days of the week passes about all the village and makes the garbage and the trash in a train. So I think that's very important. I think that's other thing that's very important too. It's this is these campaigns that Portugal made for saving water, for what I was saying, the dry season. In a dry season in the summer, there are very campaigns for saving water, and I think that is very important. I think that what my country, it's very important, presidents and the people that are in charge want to educate people. And I think that's the key word for the change, because if we need change, we need to educate people for new habits, for habits more concerned about our planet. So I think that's my country, it's very concerned about the problems that are in the world right now that affect us so much. Every country is affected by that.
I think some country will follow the way you handle your problem in the environment as well. Shauri, do you have additional question to Carlota?
Yes. So, with your country being in a dry season for quite a while now, my since your advocacy leans around trees, I wanted to ask, what do you think about the situation for soil in your country, and how is that affected by these dry seasons?
I think that our souls are extremely affected by this dry season because, if there is no water, what we can put in the soils, there are no water to the trees, and the trees are eventually going to die. So I think that I make a video for Instagram talking about saving water and what we can do to saving water in our houses as we take a shower instead when the water is raining. Save that water and rain your gardening, for example. And I think that what, instead of like when we are brushing our teeth, we can turn it off and don't waste even more water. And I think that if that's is conscience is in everyone's mind, I think that this problem will be almost solved, because I think that I look at my zone and I think that so many people think about that, and the people are so ignorant about that still, and makes me real sad, because I feel like I'm doing my best to change and to make them hurt me, but it's very difficult to change this mindset of the people, and it's very sad because it's a problem that you see. As I said earlier, I look outside my house and I didn't see the same thing that I see some years ago. So it's a thing visible, it's a thing that you can pass through and you don't see it. It's a thing that you are obligated to see it. So I think that I hope that people are day by day more conscious about what surrounds us.
Definitely, and
Okay.
you're already starting to step forward by doing this, so kudos to you.
Thank you.
Anyway, Shauri, can you proceed to the next question?
Yes, of course. So my next question to you, being one of the younger candidates as well,
Yes.
do you believe you have an advantage by being more tech savvy, perhaps, and being able to reach out to more people on social media and use technology as your advantage in voicing your concerns?
I don't know. I'm going to be very honest in this answer. My age in this contest, it makes me a little nervous, because I think that as other girls are more adult, they know more about me. But one day I put that aside, and I think that maybe what I'm doing, it's inspire other young girls that they can do it too, that their dreams are impossible. They just have to believe in and search for their dreams. So I think that's very important too. I be in this young age participating in this contest, that it's so big, that it's a huge audience. But I think that's important for just that, for inspiring other young humans in believing in their potential and in their dreams. And I think that's very important, and it's a message very important. If I, and at some years ago, I would like to hear that.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. And also, I do know that there's a lot of pageant in Portugal as well. Why did you choose Miss Earth over the other pageant available in your country?
Yes, I choose Miss Earth for clearly cause in my mind, because I am a beauty for a cause, you know. I don't know just want a beauty. I want a beauty in a cause. And I think that Miss Hart was able to link these two worlds that are so distinct but are the same right now. And I think that beauty, yeah, that's it. That's using your beauty for a cause and fight for a cause. And I think that in a time that we are living, it's so important to be a real beauty for a cause, because beauty, it's not only a beauty face, you know. I think that beauty is so much more than that, and beauty really comes to inside to outside. So I think that Miss Hurt, it's completely filled my list, say that way, because I think that's a contest that more than be beauty. I think that all the candidates have to transmit an idea and have to fight for them. And I think that's so inspire for other humans there, for the planet, you know. We really are make a difference. So I think that's very important, and that's why I choose Miss Hurt.
Mhm. Anyway, thank you for that, and I hope you enjoy, and it's aligned, with your advocacy and will, joining Miss Earth. Is that right?
Is that right?
Anyway, Shari, do you have any questions regarding her joining in Miss Earth?
Uh, Another question to you. Do you think that joining Miss Earth would is more challenging than if you joined another pageant, for instance, and why?
I think that, can you repeat the question, please? Sorry.
It's okay. The question to you was, do you think that joining Miss Earth is more challenging in comparison to other pageants?
Yes, okay. I think it's way more challenging, because as we use a voice for pass something and pass an idea out, I think we must very careful what we say, because I think that we must be so informed to pass the information correct and don't tell mistakes for other people, because we are educating other people. So I think it's very more challenging, and I love the challenging, because I think that we grow up so much as a woman, especially, but as a people too, as my part of this world that is so giant. And I think that it's very challenging, but I think it's a good challenging. And I think that I'm so grateful to be able to grow up with this whole experience. I think it's very beautiful, and I'm so grateful to be part of this journey of Miss Earth.
Hold on, Carlota. I'll ask Shauri the same question as well. Shauri, why do you think is Miss Earth or any other against other pageant, which do you think is more competitive than the other pageant, in your opinion?
I can say that I'm a little bit biased because, I joined Miss Philippines Earth. So, speaking from experience, I'll say that Miss Earth it's a bit more challenging because you really have to know your facts, and it's so important to be as valid with the information you're spreading, because there's so much false information nowadays, and you really want to be that voice of truth rather than that voice of lies, because there's too much of that. So yeah, I definitely believe it's more challenging because I really want to make sure that I'm spreading the right information and really helping the earth in the process.
I'll answer also your question because I've been interviewed a lot of beauty pageants here in the Philippines. Actually, I've interviewed some Miss Universe Queen, Miss World Queens, and other queens that persisted into glamorous pageant that we have in the world, no? But definitely, when I ask why don't you join Miss Earth, it's very meaningful pageant to me than this other pageant, which is just glamorous beauty and rain. This is just fighting for beauty and brain and being glamour, something like that. And they said, ew, yuck, I don't want to uh, uh, take some trash or taking some garbage or digging some soil. I hate that. They said that was I think that's why some beauty queens did not want to join Miss Earth because they don't want to be get dirty, something like that. No, that's what was my own opinion because that was the answer to me when even they are already titled. I asked why not Miss Earth, why that is that particular pageant, and they said same answer. No, every beauty queens I asked, they hate being dirty. No, during the pageant, and Miss Earth is the one who making you. It is okay for them to make it dirty. No, this is actually it is inspiration for the people. These beautiful ladies comes there and uh, picking some waste or trash that you've been throw it to the sea or wherever, no? And they uh, collecting it in their garbage bin. And sometimes, no, they planting trees which people doesn't know how to do it. No, that's why very inspiring to them. Why these beautiful ladies doing these things and why we can something like that. No, that's why some people is following. No, Miss Earth doing. No, not only in this country. I think all over the world. Will you agree with me, Carlota?
Yes, 100%. I think you said everything. Yes.
Actually, that's the reason. No? I think that is the main reason why they don't want to join Miss Earth because of these activities that they have. No, and
Yes.
I think Shaori is also know this, no, and ready for this, no, being dirty during the pageant. Is it okay? I know it's okay with you, and you experience
Totoo.
it already, Shaori, right?
Totoo po. I got my hands dirty and so did the other ecosisters, but it's really fun, really rewarding. That's the difference. Yeah, with Miss Earth, definitely there's that difference, the really hands-on work. So, but yeah, there's always gonna be the hands-on work in other pageants, but yeah, definitely Miss Earth is a lot more grounded to that being
Mhm.
hands-on.
Yes,
Yes.
that is true. No, that is why I admire Miss Earth beauties and Miss Earth queens all over the world, not only in our country, even the Miss Philippines Earth candidate from every other cities in every country they represented. No, I admire them most, especially Filipino who are very actively doing their best. Even after the pageant, most not actually all, but most of the candidate, no, they started with Miss Earth. They still continuing their advocacy. They started in joining Miss Earth. No, even they lost, they still continue their advocacy and admiring some people or encouraging some people to do the same. And I admire those people who doing that, even with or without crown. How about you in your country, Carlota? How about the previous Miss Earth candidates? Are they still continuing what they are started in Miss Earth?
Yes, my ancestor, I don't know if you remember her, Maria Rosado.
Mhm.
At last year, I think that all our candidates are really concerned about our planet. And if they are candidates and Miss Earth, if you participate one, you are concerned all the time. Don't know that year you concerned about the planet and then you forget it. No, I think that all candidates are very clear in their minds the power that we have on our planet. So we must be using this power for good and for helping the trees, for example, that are, I think that's the problem that are most giving consequences to our world. So I think that all the candidates fight every day to make a world even better. And I think that Portugal has very stronger candidates and very powerful women.
I think every candidate that's sent by every country is a very powerful candidate. That is why um, uh, they are seeking, no, to bring home that crown, no,
Yes.
in Vietnam. And speaking of Vietnam, Carlota, what are your preparation, no, in incoming pageant in December?
Mhm.
What are you doing to prepare yourself? What are your trainings? Can you tell us?
A little fact about me is that I visited Vietnam some years ago and I loved it so much. I don't even, I'm dreaming to go to the Philippines, but that's not possible yet. So I'm looking forward. But about my preparation to go to Vietnam, I think that my mentor, it's a huge help to me because at first English it's not my mother language, so I have to improve and search for new words that I don't know the meaning and learn more about the preparation, the oratory part, that is a huge part and a very important part too. So I think my mentor, it's giving me a huge help. I'm training catwalk and hair makeup. It's a little more easy to me because makeup, it's a love that I have from young child. So makeup, it's a little more easy job to me, but I'm training hair, catwalk, oratory, and all those initiatives that we have must be going till I'm going to Vietnam.
Anyway, Shauri, do you have additional questions about her trainings or preparation in Missouri?
Yes, my training. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sorry. It's okay. I think it's enough for you to hear what
Okay.
she doing.
I've got like one more question.
Okay.
So with polishing your English, how are you finding that? Are you struggling or is it a piece of cake?
It's not a piece of cake, but I'm not struggling. It's a middle. It's a middle
Middle,
in
I'm a middle.
between. You know,
Actually, it is good for her to hear, from Portugal, who is speaking English. Even I think definitely not fluent, but she is communicating with us clearly. Are you agree with
Yes.
me, Sherry?
thank you.
Yes, definitely. Feel
Thank
like you
you.
really know
And
how to voice your thoughts well.
Yes.
And it's very impressive too because you're fairly young.
Well,
So
thank you. It's so important to me to hear that. It's very grateful, and I think that this works results in this, and I'm very happy to hear that. Thank you.
speaking of your language, are you also doing trainings for that particular um, matter? I mean, in English. I mean, you trained also or studied well. We have a lot of time till December, so are you still engaging with some trainings to improve your English as well?
Yes, I'm doing that. As the Shayuri asked the question, it's not a piece of cake for me, but I'm not struggling that much. It's difficult, because sometimes when I don't have this habit of get interview and it's very difficult to me, like when I'm in school that I'm in writing, I have time to think what I'm writing and to have time to search for the right words, but in these ask questions I don't have this time, so that was what I was training, and I training a lot until December. But I think that one facility that I have is that I traveled a lot since little kid, and English it's speak in all worlds, and I think that it's helped me a lot today because the vocabulary that I need today, it's a little bit different, and that's why it's a little more difficult too, because the words about the environment, some years ago, I don't know that word. So it's all a process of discovering, and so, but I'm enjoying a lot, and it's a very new journey, learning a new language, and it's very grateful. So I'm very happy to be able to speak with you today.
Actually, this is a good opportunity for you to train, not only to train, but also to communicate with other people who speak English as well. That's right?
Yes, yes, it's
Mm.
a very opportunity. I'm so grateful for the invite, because I don't have these proposals so many times. So I talk to my mentor, but it's no with people that I don't know. It I have to myself speak to myself. There is no one helping me, so it's very grateful to be able this interview, and I'm so thankful for the invite, and thank you so much for that.
I hope you will have some more, from other media or other bloggers for you in
Yes.
able to communicate as well for them. No, anyway, hold on. We have a report, which is I've been asked by the tech that we have a reporter on our line. I will read his report first. Jail guard DOA sa hospital matapos agawan ng armas ng isang bilanggo sa BJMP Provincial Jail ng Laguna. Mula sa report ni kasamang Romel Madrigal. Sir Romel, magandang gabi po. Go ahead.
Patay ang jail guard matapos agawan ng armas ng isang bilanggo habang gumaganap sa kanyang tungkulin sa Provincial Jail sa Barangay Poblacion 1, Santa Cruz, Laguna. Kinilala ang biktimang jail guard na si Jonathan 𝗟𝗶𝘶𝗿𝗶𝗽𝗃, 50 taong gulang, Prison Guard 1 at residente ng Barangay Mulawin, Pagsanhan, Laguna, na ang suspek ay si Romnick Balbaran Estardilla, 32 taong gulang, PDL ng Laguna Provincial Jail at residente ng Barangay Ibabang San Roque, Liliw ng nasabing lalawigan. Nabatid sa ulat ng pulisya na dakong ikasyam ng umaga nang maganap ang insidente at lumalabas sa investigasyon na ang biktima ay gumaganap ng kanyang tungkulin bilang jail guard sa Dorm 1. Palihim umanong nilapitan ng suspek ang biktima mula sa likuran at sa pilitang kinuha at inagaw ang baril ng huli pagkatapos binaril ng suspek ang biktima ng ilang beses. Samantala, nagawa namang gumanti ng iba pang duty jail guard na naging sanhi ng pagkasugat ng suspek. Mabilis na isinugod sa Laguna Provincial Hospital ang biktima at ang suspek para sa kakulang atensyon. Sa inisyal na ulat ng pulisya, kasalukuyan ay nasa paggamutan ng suspek at sasampahan ng kakulang kasong paglabag sa kanyang nagawang kasalanan. Mula sa Timog Katagalugan, ako si Romel Madrigal nagulat sa DZRJ 18 AM, ang Radyo Bandido TV.
Maraming salamat, Samang Romel Madrigal. I didn't expect that we have a brutal report, someone been killed, but as a jail guard, in our country. I'm sorry for that, for you to see, and I do know that you didn't understand what they are saying, but in summary, someone has been killed, a jail guard, after one of the prisoner attempt to take his arms and shoot him, right away. That was the report is. Anyway, let's proceed to our message, to other queens. Do you have any message to other queens all over the world? I mean, Miss Earth queens. Do you have other message to your co-queens
Yes.
all over the world? Go ahead, Carlota.
Yes, my message to other queens and to other young women is like me. I think that my biggest message is don't be afraid of fight for your dreams. No matter your age, your color, hair, your hate, we are capable and we are all have potential. We just have to believe in ourselves, in our dreams, because no dream is impossible. Our dreams are possible if you fight for them. If you fight, just fight, no matter what are your characteristics. I think that is very important to have conscience of your potential and fight for this, because we all are beauty and we all have so much power to give, and we all have a message to pass to the other person. So I think that this is my biggest message, that our queens around the world continue this beautiful job that we are all doing, that of this job of power, of empowering the other woman, of this all work. I think it's very important, and I think that the world deserves a big thank you to our queens because of the beautiful jobs that we've been through the years, and I think it's very important. That
Well, thank you very much. But before we proceed to the people who wants to thanks to, and there's a question here, no, from our live, no. Actually, before I ask you a question from our viewers, um, this person, Rain De La Cruz, said, "Hello, Shauri. I think she missed you." Shauri. And Rain, every time you co-host, she's always there, no, to watch us, no. Anyway, Carlota, is Rain De La Cruz asked a question for you. No? What will you do to help reverse the effects of global warming? In your own opinion, how to reverse the effects of global warming?
Okay, I think that in our houses, that's what I'll do. I'll changes a lot of things. So as the cosmetical items, I change a lot of them that tested on animals or have plastic. I don't have this in home. I have my product makeups are plastic free, are not tested in animals, and I think that are in our houses are so many objects that we can change. I do a video in this in my Instagram, says I call these videos that where I do green tips to change our world to more greener. And I think that in was what I'm talking in the interview, we don't need great gestures to change your world. There are small gestures that if we all do this, we can change the world. And I think that small gesture like save water in your shower, or when you're brushing your teeth, or change this material for reusable material as straws, for example, or like for the woman, I don't know if exactly we don't have the same opportunities, and I don't know that if this sells in every country, but in Portugal there are a few hygienic feminine, they will say that like tampons or that they are plastic free, and I think that's very important, searching for options that are more friendly for our environment. And I think that's the key for everything. I think that's educate, it's very important too, because if you I think one phrase that I say all the time is that educate is the key word, because I think that if we don't educate the people that surround us, we continue to live in this, and the people won't learn, and the people won't change these habits. So I try to transmit these habits to the people that surround me, and I think that's a very good habit to change our world.
Well, thank you very much. Anyway, that is a long explanation. I hope, Rain, you are satisfied to her question, to her answer. Anyway, Carlota, do you want to thank some people who helped you in this pageant? Go ahead. We have a limited time remaining before we end our show. Go ahead.
Of course, I would like to thank all my people in my team, especially my mentor, Leticia, and she helps me in everything that I need. And I want to thank all the queens that help me, that give me tips to be in this world and be my best version. I want to give a very especially thanks to my mother, who accompanies me every day. She lives with me, so we are very best friends of each other, and I think that's a beautiful relationship. And if it wasn't my mother, I wasn't be the strength that I was today. So I want to thank you, all my friends, and all the people that believe that I have potential in Miss Earth. I want to thank you so much all to become my dream possible in the possible way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, then, Carlota, and we enjoy much, talking to you, and we
You
learn,
enjoyed so
some
much.
most of things Portugal as well. No, anyway, Shauri, do you have some message, or you want to thank someone before we end the program?
Yeah, definitely. Just once again, thank you to Paul Mike. Thank you to for you for coming along as well into the interview. You spoke really well. We love listening to you, and we wish you the best in Vietnam. Also, I'd just like to thank once again just to my team, 𝗟𝗶𝘁𝗶𝗽𝗶, who supported me through Miss Philippines Earth, to my mom, my dad. You guys are my backbone, and also to my second home, the Philippines. If anybody's watching from the Philippines, which you probably are, I miss you guys. I miss everybody in the Philippines. I love you all, and yeah.
I hope you will visit again, no? And I'm
Yes.
wishing you when we still when you're planning to visit again, Shauri.
Hopefully next year, because at the moment
Next
I'm
year.
just focusing on my education. So yes.
Anyway, thank you very much to both of you, especially to you, Carlota, and of course, Shauri. It's never been
Thank
done without
you.
you, and you're doing a great job, no? Both of you actually, and I am very impressed. Also to Carlota, no, even there's language barrier between us because of your language from your country, but it's able, no, to speak clearly with us, and then definitely, no, we understand most of what you said, and I hope, no, when we see you in Vietnam, you will do your very best, no, in order to take home the crown
Yes.
in your country, in Portugal. Anyway, thank you very much to all our viewers for today, and I hope you will still watch tomorrow, no, 10 to 11 p.m. here, DCRJ 10 a.m. Radyo Bandido TV. Maraming salamat po. Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. Good afternoon to you, Carlota. It is an afternoon in your country, right?
Yes.
And magandang gabi at good night to you, Shauri. It's already 2 a.m., I think. And I hope you're doing fine as well. Thank you very much, Shauri. Thank you very much, Carlota. See you again tomorrow.
Thank
Bye-bye po.
you.
Thank
Bye-bye
you. It was a
po. Take care,
pleasure.
Ingat
everyone.
po.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The views and comments of the hosts and